Hello, everybody out there. My name is Oliver G. This is the Earful Tower. This is kind of like a season finale, I think, for a few reasons I can get into later. But wherever you are in the world, whatever you're doing, this is my effort to make you forget all that and step into my Paris. Even if you're in Paris, forget all that. Come into my world for a second because I've got some news for you. Me and my wife Lina have finished our newest children's book, and I kind of have a feeling this might be a modern classic. What is a modern classic? I don't even know. What do I mean by that? I don't even know. How can you get your hands on a coffee? A coffee? It's the Peloton Cafe, for goodness sakes. But how can you get yourself a copy? You can listen to this episode and learn a little bit about what we've been up to and how you can be part of it too. As I said, my name's Oliver G. Let's get into this episode. Lina and I.
Hello.
Authoress. Illustratrice.
Yes, why not?
Illustratrice.
That's right.
Otis has started correcting me, our 4-year-old, when I say merci.
I know. Because you're swallowing your R's.
Yeah, he doesn't like the R.
Yeah, I know.
It's the first word you learn when you learn French.
It's terrible, isn't it?
Then you have a child in the country, and he goes, Daddy, it's not merci, it's merci. Not like I'm an idiot, like I just don't know.
Just do it right, you know?
It's fitting that I'm talking about children because today's topic is children's books. In September, we did a little teaser that we had started writing this book.
Yeah.
Now it's essentially finished. How are you feeling about it?
Oh, I'm so excited. I can't wait for this to hit the shelves, you know?
When I said modern classic, what did you react?
Well, I mean, the proud part of me went like, yeah, of course.
What did the Swedish side of you
The
react?
Swedish side of me went like, oh dear, how dare you say that? Oh.
So I think super quick recap, and we're going to keep this episode quick too. This is the 5th children's book that we've made. All the other 4 have been animals.
Yeah.
We usually do 1 a year, but we seem to take a gap.
This one took a bit longer. It's I feel like we're reaching new territory a little bit here.
I think this one's aiming to be timeless. The last one, which was sort of pretty tightly tied to the Olympic Games, was timely.
It was very timely, and now this is a whole different thing. We're introducing a character that, you know, I think that she has a little life of her own.
She might have a future. So we're going to tell way more than we told last time. Once again, I separated it into 5 subcategories to help us get through it and not just ramble around. And the first is saying that the book is finished.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how that worked. I wrote the book, and it's...
and you wrote it like a poem.
Yeah, I write it on this. I type it out. I don't even write it. I type out a sort of poem, as I said last time, based on a Australian classic Banjo Patterson poem.
No, but what you actually did before you even wrote it out was that you sounded it. It was weird.
Like a zombie.
Yeah. You were like...
That's right. I think I woke up in the night. I was like, I said, I think we talked about this last time too.
Yeah,
we'll
probably.
get deeper, but I was like, walking around the Eiffel Tower, there was a little girl, and when she went at the top, and then there was a problem, and she ran a problem, and she and she stop like that, and I did that 10 verses in a row,
I know,
but with a plot. And even a bit rhymey. It
really made
weird.
Sense in your head, but for me, sitting on the outside listening in, I was like, what is going on? Yeah.
And so the rhyme scheme is really different. We'll sort of lift the hood on that in a little bit, but the story's finished. We've talked about tennis matches before. I wrote it out eventually based on the idea, and then so it's set in the Eiffel Tower, and I climbed it for an episode this season with the managing director, and he took me behind the scenes. So I went in the celebrity elevator, and I saw bits that other people don't usually see.
You and Celine Dion,
yeah, we talked about that in the episode. That was a fun. I bumped into him the other day.
Oh yeah, you said
on a walking tour. He just came up to me. I was like, I outside of the Eiffel Tower, I almost didn't place him at first.
Yeah.
He came up to me on the Marais walking tour out the front of the St. Paul Church, and I was like, hey, whoa,
it's you.
What are you doing here?
Well, yeah, you should live in the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, that's what I kind of thought. Anyhow, so I wrote this story about this little girl who lives near the Eiffel Tower and is this curious, sort of daring little girl who solves a problem. and saves the day, essentially.
Yeah.
Hand it over to you to draw it. And you've been working away on it.
I have. Well, first of all, what takes sort of the longest is to find the character. But she was almost already formed in my head when I heard you do your crazy hymn. It's this like it's a courageous, this curious little girl with gumption. So she has, power in her step, definitely. And she's got little messy hair and her stripy little dungarees and her preppy little coat. It's yeah.
Is it easier to draw a girl or an animal?
Well, I mean, easier and easier. I think it's fun to do it. I really enjoy doing humans because you can. There are these little tiny gestures and mimicry and the face.
That's what I was thinking about
can,
it. The other one, like doing a liger.
Yeah, but I often apply a lot of human attributes to the animals as well. Otherwise, it's very hard to see the emotion.
So even today, you sort of, I say almost finished because there's a spread or two that we're leaving.
Yeah.
But it's come a long way since that last podcast because the story's all mapped out. Some of the main are mapped out, drawn out.
Yeah.
We got to do that final stage where we print it all, put it on the floor, and say what's wrong with it. But it's finished.
Definitely, it is.
And we're both super excited about it.
It's very exciting.
So I think we'll talk at the end about what we say when almost finished and the bit that we're saving. But point 2, I've written who is the main character. Let's introduce her.
Yeah. Okay.
Do
you want to? I mean, it's your
Sure.
brainchild.
Well, I don't want to keep referencing the other podcast because maybe people haven't listened to it. But in it, I called her Lina because I just wanted a 2-syllable name. I didn't want to jinx myself.
Yeah.
And once again, even with this episode, anything could change. Anything could change.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's not printed yet.
But I want to introduce everyone to Sophie. Sophie in Paris, which could even be the name of the book, Sophie in Paris.
And I mean, that's a working title.
Yeah, that's the working title. Keep it. I think people will call it Sophie.
Yeah, I think so too.
Same
and
way
Sophie,
they call it Kylie and Grace.
Sophie with an F or a PH?
PH. Sophie with a PH.
Yeah, and the reason we chose that name is that it's pretty universal.
Who do you think chose it, by the way?
I think it was you.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The text is you.
Yeah.
My darling.
So Sophie, we talked about this character already. How old is she? Like 6?
Yeah, 6.
And
Ish.
what I like about her is I sort of studied my own story afterwards when I was writing up the Kickstarter. I was like, who is she? What is this story?
Yeah.
And
Where did she come from?
Well, what I like is that she's and in terms of what it is as a book, and in terms of how it works for Paris and everything, is she's a little girl who doesn't wait for someone to solve a problem for her. So I don't want to give away the end of the book because there's a bit of a twist, but she essentially lives in this little attic, in a tiny Paris attic. I'm obsessed with those little attics anyway. And she sees a problem.
Dome.
She sees a problem over on the Eiffel Tower that she lives so close to, and she races across, skips the queue.
Yeah, and she knows it by heart.
Yeah, how to get there, you mean?
Yeah.
And she doesn't. I think she talks to the managing director who I interviewed.
And I actually drew the depiction of him is accurate.
Is it so accurate?
It's supposed to be him.
Then he can sue us or not?
I hope not.
Good. So she goes and talks to him, and he says what the issue is basically, and then she watches people try and solve it, but she solves it. In her own way. And I think that's really nice. I think it's really good.
I love that.
Especially now we've got children that we read our own books to finally.
Yeah.
And seeing what they sort of take out of it. This is a bit more than just animals running around in Paris, I think.
It's got a bit of meat and depth to it.
Yeah, I think it can be inspiring for little children, I think.
I'd say so.
Good.
Yeah.
So that's who it is. Sophie, little Sophie in Paris. I love it. 2-syllable name. 2 syllables we'll get back to in a second. After doing some of drawing insights. Your drawing insight. I want to get nerdy. Like we do this often when we talk about your illustrations. I want you to pick one of the illustrations and tell me why. And as a Swede, you'll hate this, but tell me why it's great.
Okay, I will pick. It will have to be one of the ones that I finished. The most recent, I think, because this one, I just love this picture actually. So it's it's one page where Sophie is running up the stairs of the Eiffel Tower, and the text is something like, "Oh gosh, the stairs are never ending." So it's showing her both on a small scale, so it's just like lots of stairs, and she's tiny, so you see several little Sophies running up. And then also in the gaps, I've made more close-up versions of her where she's also running up and displaying a lot of, like, the first one, she's more energetic and she's like, I can do this. And the second one, she's like all red in the face and her tongue is out and she's like, woof, it really is never ending. And the top one, where she comes the furthest up, she is exhausted and she's just laying and taking a break. So I think this one is really fun. It shows a lot of emotion. There's like, you can't actually see the Eiffel Tower, but it's very recognizable
it's
in
such
the
an iconic background
so,
for the pictures, which I didn't even realize when I was writing it.
Even close up, where you can only see like the brown sort of bars.
The iron framework,
Yeah.
steel framework.
Yeah, it's still like,
so that picture
of course
is like,
it's that.
It's like an A4 picture. It's got the zigzag of the steps.
Yeah.
And in the gaps of the zigzag is a close-up of what's... It's not a close-up of what's happening, but it's an extra set of stairs. So it's like kinda like an MC
overlay.
Escher painting.
Yeah,
of
exactly.
this little girl running up the Eiffel Tower getting tired.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it just shows it's got a lot of energy, a lot of emotion, and it's just, you feel exhausted with her when you read it.
You never expect this similarity, this comparison I'm about to make. But last night we watched From Russia with Love. And I say, what's the deal with Bond and Jason Bourne and all these characters? They can always solve everything. Where's their weakness?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I was like, give me the book where he's got a weakness, or the movie. And then Sophie, she blooming well gets tired at the top of the stairs.
She's tired.
So you know what I mean? Like, Bond
Yeah.
is indestructible, it seems.
Oh, yeah.
And just knows everything. I'm glad that she has a...
She's real, you know?
That's what I like.
Yeah, so that's my picture of choice to highlight.
So for people who are thinking to get this book, it is a very Paris-y, Eiffel-y book.
Very Paris-y.
Yeah, and
there are even views from the Eiffel Tower.
Is it legit the ironwork and the latticing sort of...
No, yeah. I mean, sometimes, of course, creative freedom and all that, but... Yeah, I tried to stay true as much as possible.
Similar to the End of Grace, the giraffe, the other children's book we did. That page at the back.
Yeah.
The page at the back, if you haven't got that book, the page at the back is one of my favorite pages in any of the children's book that we did. It's like a bit of a twist there
it's
as well.
Like plot reveal.
Yeah. And there's a shop, we'll give her flowers. The shop are Le Piéton de Paris, which is a little French bookshop near the Peloton Cafe.
Yeah, right by the Seine.
And she loves that picture. She asked for a printout to stick in the shop. And she's
so
every time I ever see her, she's like, tell your wife how much I love that picture.
She's so sweet.
So I love that picture too. Number 4, and the picture, given it's 2 books ago, it's how the giraffe who walked to Paris is just maybe an inspiration for the building of the Eiffel Tower. Talk about fiction.
Yes. Or...
Number 4 here, I've got text insight, and I'm going to let myself get a bit nerdy on the text.
Yes, indulge yourself.
Because, I think we read a lot of children's books now, and I think some authors dial it in and just write anything quickly. I really think that.
Yeah.
And sometimes it works when it's a real picture-heavy book. But this one I really didn't. I really made the effort on this, on the text, and I want to highlight something. First, the Banjo Paterson poem, which I'm sure lots of people haven't heard about. Clancy of the Overflow, always loved it as a poem, but I love the structure. The rhyme scheme, I said I'm going to get nerdy. A, A, B, C, C, B. What I mean by that is the first line of the book has a rhyme inside it. So in this instance, the working first line is in a tiny Paris attic with a view that was dramatic. An attic and dramatic rhyme, and they're 2-syllable rhymes. So whenever you and I talk about this, you go, I don't get what you're talking about.
Yeah, for me, you're like, I don't know, Rain Man or something.
I think I'm still talking about, still doing the hymn thing.
Yeah.
But a 2-syllable rhyme, so the difference between cat and hat, that's a simple 1-syllable rhyme. But attic and dramatic, or, I don't know, tissue and issue, That's a 2-syllable. So they're harder to find, if you ask me, and to make a plot around it. And so when I say AA, that first line has attic dramatic. And then there's this long, flowy, river-like sentence that ends on a short syllable. So in a tiny Paris attic with a view that was dramatic lived a girl who absolutely loved when trouble came her way. And way is just one syllable. And then the next line, CC, is something like, I'm not reading it, this is from memory, but it's like, and today you'll hear the story of the glamour and the glory of the day the Eiffel Tower went dark and Sophie saved the day. So you see way and day, story, glory. And I think if you read it without thinking about it, I am quite convinced most people won't even see the double rhyme in each second line.
But it flows and it's elegant.
And that's kind of the point. So I just wanted to shout out to that.
Yeah.
Because I think it's really
cool.
nice. And then as I'm writing it, something that I noticed, we've done a lot of book events in a lot of different places for a lot of different kids and even adults. We often read them together.
Yeah.
And some of the books are really good because there's dialogue, which gives you a chance to be a bit silly if you're reading it to children. But also if you're doing a book presentation together, it's good to give lines to each of us. And one of the big changes I made to this book is I went back and the bits where Sophie is thinking is I turn them into dialogue. So instead of her going, she thought, I wonder if I can climb to the top or whatever.
Yeah, so it's more
just
like
she said,
yeah.
I wonder if I can climb to the top.
And it's so fun. Talk about adding some more character, some more personality to her character. Yeah.
So I'm really proud of this this text, and it's fun as an Australian in Paris to be able to give a nod to a poet that I really like.
Yeah, I love it.
Let's finish with the next step, the most important step.
The launch.
The launch.
Yeah.
Once again, this might change. If you're listening to this episode coming out when we publish it on a Monday, it could very well be that on Friday we will launch this, and we'll do it exactly the same as the other 4 children's books with a Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Why a Kickstarter? Let's get this
Let's get into it.
I was going to say the boring bit out of the way, but this is crucial to how we do everything.
Yeah.
We self-publish these books. Why do we do that? We have an audience. You're listening to us talking now. You're the audience.
Exactly. And it's nice for us to have creative freedom or creative control.
I talked to an author or authoress. Is that even a word?
Authoress, I'm not sure.
I talked to someone I've interviewed in the past, so you can track them down. There's 500 of them. Who had a publisher for their book, and the publisher changed the title of their book and the cover, and this man or woman hated the title and the cover and had to spend the next year talking about it. What I don't like about that for us, for this book, is someone who might say, Sophie should be a boy and it should be on the Arc de Triomphe.
Yeah, or make her travel to Rome or do this or that. Yeah. And, it can... She should have a dog. She should have this. She should, yeah.
So we're in a fortunate position that we can do the story how we want, and we're in a fortunate position that we've got an audience. However, if we just say, let's print 5,000 of these books, and 0 of you guys want it, and 0 shops want it, we will be ruined. It's that simple. We'll be ruined.
Yeah.
So we never know. We never know. It's been different for every book. We don't know how many to print.
This is a way for us to sort of gauge interest and see where we'll land.
Gauging interest is exactly what it is. We have to know before we press print how many to print. And obviously we'll print a bit more than we need. That's how it works. But the printing run of every book is by far the most expensive thing we do every year.
Yeah, it's always a bit risky, scary.
It's not a bit risky. It is too risky. Yeah, we can't do it without it. So we don't know whether to make 1 book or to make 5,000. I could guess that we should make about 2,000, but I'm not going to guess ever.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is a pre-sale. The book's ready. There's no risks for you guys. If you want a copy, you can get it on the Kickstarter, as we've done every other time. And how we've tried to make it interesting and sort of a bit more personal is usually we have a last page where people can get their names or their children's name or their dog's name or whatever.
Sort of a thank you to our sponsors.
Well, I've had a brilliant idea this time, and you nailed it with that word. On the Eiffel Tower itself, if you've ever looked closely, at the sort of above the first big arch, on, I guess...
First level?
Yeah, the first level.
Yeah.
If you look closely, in big gold letters, they've engraved the names of the scientists and the mathematicians and even, the engineers who helped make it happen. there are 72 names. You can see them in big golden capital letters. You can see them if you really look. I mean, if you're just looking at the tower, you probably won't notice.
Yeah.
So on every edge of the Eiffel Tower, they've put these names. And I thought, what an awesome homage to the Eiffel Tower itself.
It's perfect.
If we can put 72 names, just like the Eiffel Tower,
at the
of
back
the
of the
people
book.
who made this book happen. So, as with the other books, at a higher tier, you can, if you're quick, because I think I'm almost certain 72 will sell out.
Yeah.
Like if I was,
I hope so.
If I was
hope
a
people jump on
shrewd
this.
businessman, I'd make 172. But we're doing it as an exact nod to the Eiffel Tower.
It's a bit more elegant that way.
And that's the fun of the Kickstarter.
Yeah.
If you're among the first 72 people to go for it, your name, your child's name, your grandma's name can be on not just a page of the book, but a page on a book that presumably
will end up in famous places.
like the Louvre. All the other books have been in the Louvre, the Musée d'Orsay, Shakespeare and Company, Red Wheel Bookshop, Bon Marché, all these places.
Yeah.
We can never promise anything, but at that higher tier, you get a chance. So if you just want to copy the book, go for it. It'll be the quickest, easiest, and I'm pretty sure the cheapest way you can get it ever. And
certainly the quickest.
yeah, they'll send it direct from the factory in
Yeah.
New Jersey. If you're in America, it's the quickest it'll ever be. We'll almost certainly print some in Europe as well, which we'll use for the shops and people in Europe and abroad. And then, yeah, if you think that might be some nice little gift to yourself or to your family or way to support this endeavor, that's the tier for you. And then, as usual, to the people who want to jump in a little bit deeper, there are options as well. Like we've done with the other books, we can do with original illustrations in them, signed and messages and stuff. And
we mentioned that we have basically finished the book, except we left a couple of spreads.
where we're trying a new idea, which is there's a few scenes with crowds gathering at the sort of pivotal scenes in this book.
Yeah.
And we thought it could be nice.
it'd
You
be
know
so
what?
fun.
It's funny because we did this with
With Kylie.
I can't believe this is the third time I'm saying the Peloton Cafe
I
in
know,
this
you
episode.
really... Are you sponsored?
Well, no, but they
But they're
they
nice.
do sell our books, so
Yeah.
fair enough. But on a whim, you drew the owner's children into Kylie the crocodile.
Yeah, just because... I mean, why not? It was like a little nod, a little wink to friends, basically.
And then Mom Danielle, to this day, and I mean 2 days ago, said to us how much she liked it. And she
Yeah,
shows it to everybody,
yeah.
and it's a little snapshot of her
I mean,
kid.
that's a special thing.
So the top tier on this book, and there are very few spaces, is you can do the same thing.
Yeah.
You can get yourself or someone drawn in forever to this potentially
As a little
modern classic.
little background character, but, you know, still
Oh
visible.
yeah, let's not be ridiculous.
Yeah,
you don't
of
get
course.
to be arm wrestling Sophie.
I mean,
In the-
for the right price.
It is a business as
No,
well.
I'm kidding.
No, but the idea I think with this is it's a very you know what it reminds me of a little bit?
Mm.
When you donate a wing to a museum. Although this
Okay,
is
calm
way
down.
cheaper. I'm
Calm
thinking of
down.
that Curb Your Enthusiasm episode.
Yeah.
Where someone donates a wing anonymously. It's like you'll know it's your face. There's not going to be a little tag there saying this is John Smith's third child who he loves very much. That's just a little moment captured in a
Yeah,
book.
it's just a little fun thing for you. And I mean, if you end up going for this, I would advise you to be like, yeah, you have a signature piece of clothing or something like that. So it's more, you know.
also, the signature piece of clothing can't have casino.com
Oh my
written in big
God.
letters on it. I think we're talking to very few people here.
I'd say so.
So we can even talk about it back and forth with anyone who's interested. But that's the top tier. I think if you're invested in this book, those 72 places are the place where you should aim. 'cause
That's for you,
I
yeah.
predict they'll sell out. Otherwise, get a copy of the book because we're super proud of it. Probably Friday afternoon or evening, we'll launch a Kickstarter.
And it won't run for very long.
Yeah, we've
Presumably.
experimented with all the other Kickstarters we've done. We've gone from a month down to 3 days. And I
Yeah.
think the sweet spot is 5 or 6 days because
About a
we don't
week,
want to
yeah.
talk about it for too long and make everyone bored. So we'll run it for a couple days. And we really hope that you can help us make this project a reality. We're 100% relying on you.
Yeah.
And I mean this with every fiber of my being. We will not do it if people aren't interested.
No. And so if you are interested, get it now.
I think if no one's interested, maybe we'll do that thing where you pay 150 euros for our own copy of it.
Yeah, just one sad little copy.
Well, and then we'll stop talking about children's books again. But ideally, I think this is something that children should read. And if you like Paris, I think this would be an awesome book to have on your bookshelf or the bookshelf of someone who you love.
I'd say so. How about both?
I want to talk about something quickly different. This season, I think, has run its course. The season of the show.
All right.
The seasons have always been a little bit random.
It's not set in stone, 10 weeks here, 10 weeks there.
No, it's about 25, 30 episodes. And sometimes if there's a sponsor, like that's the limit of it. Sometimes like now there's no sponsor. So it just runs its course and then I want to do something a bit more specific. And sometimes the seasons are like that AB season where I did the A to Z of Paris. Or the countdown season, the 20 districts, visiting each one. Both of those I did a couple years ago. And I want to bring back those kind of seasons. So almost certainly next week, I'll start with one or maybe two of those in parallel. Those season ideas just to get me on course and to know what I'm doing for the next 20 to 26 weeks.
Very exciting.
And yeah, I want you to be part of it. So if you enjoy this show, usually I'd say become a member or book a walking tour. No. Be ready for Friday when it's time to jump in and get your hands on a copy of the book.
Sophie in Paris.
That hopefully lots of people will be talking about. Until Friday.
All right. See you then.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci.
And
bye-bye.